It is the Nintendo Powercast, episode 341. I'm your host, N64 Josh. Player 2, Crawler. What's going on, dude?
Hey, how's it going? Crawler coming at you.
Player 3, Johnny Bo. What is happening?
What's up? How's it going? I'm doing well today.
Hey, glad to hear it.
Almost holiday break, you know?
So close, so close. Cheesy's not here because you guys could tweet at Cheesy and tell him to check Discord, okay? So if you're listening to this and you follow Cheesy on Twitter, please just tweet at him and be like, yo, check Discord more often.
Turn your Discord notifications on.
Yeah,
you can mute all your servers. Just keep the private messages active.
Yeah. So just tweet at Cheesy to check your Discord notifications. All right.
He probably saw some of the messages today and was like, "Nah, pass on that."
Yeah, we were having some good laughs in there. It's always an entertaining time. That's for sure. So, before we get started, I just want to start off this whole show just by saying, yo, thanks for listening. You know, we always say it at the end, I feel like, and not at the beginning. So now you guys get to hear it. Thank you. Thanks for this last year. This last year's had its ups and downs. You know, it's had its highs, it's had its lows, but I feel overall like everything's in a pretty good place, and like we're already starting to talk about how next year is going to be like. There's not been a lot of goals set for these shows and the content and everything.
But we've been having fun with new production software, though.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, it just seems like the end of this year, a lot of things are just kind of coming together, and just a lot of good things are happening. And so we want to kind of look back at the last year a little bit. It's not going to be a super long episode. Maybe spend a little time talking about some of our favorite Christmases as kids. If you guys have been listening for a long time, I know you've heard me talk about Super Empire Strikes Back and my GameCube, but we haven't heard from Johnny, so we get to hear some of his favorites from growing up, and then maybe looking a little bit at the year ahead and what to expect and how how things might be shaping up. So, Johnny, I'm going to start with you because we met this year.
We
and
did.
Then,
I think like
was this year?
The beginning. It was in March because we played Monster Hunter. That was like the first thing we did.
True.
Yeah, which we need to play again. By the way,
before the DLC for sure.
Before the DLC,
but like maybe during the holiday break, like if we should. Just
we have
Mega Man. You think I don't have plans? You think
No, you don't. No, we're telling you.
It's on the Switch. You could take it with you and
hotspot your phone.
Sorry, Mom. I gotta play Monster Hunter.
Yeah. Not only has Josh ruined my sleep schedule, he's also ruined my family time. Like,
not kidding. I do not have plans, so hit me up. Anybody, please.
Yeah. So I mean that would be. I mean, seriously, do you guys have any games? Let's actually start right there. Do you guys have any games that you're like, yo, I want to complete something during this holiday break, or I'm going to start this? Like, do you guys have anything planned like that?
I think I'll finish Diamond. I'm 5 or 6 gyms in, so cool. I think I'll probably finish that for sure.
Yeah, I actually started playing Pearl again, and I'm gonna force myself to get through it. It's a grind.
Johnny, how well do you know the battling in like the competitive side of Pokemon?
I don't really know outside of the the AI. I don't really know. Like I would get
stomped.
Like I would get soloed in any competitive game against somebody else.
Pokemon against the AI just trains you just to power level. So I never strategically think about Pokemon fighting.
Always attack. Always power. Never finesse. All my Pokemon have attack moves.
Yep.
Yeah, that's me too. So you guys are giving me content ideas. We should do some competitive Pokemon. I don't know how well
I
Cheesy
got an
knows
IV and EV
right?
train my Pokemon, you know?
Nope,
I got an
no. You
Just
can't
what we got. We're just gonna go in.
We're gonna
against each
go
other.
in and just be like, let's throw down the gauntlet. Like, I think it can honestly be hilarious. Like,
we're gonna trigger a bunch of the Pokemon fans.
Yeah.
But that's what you do best, I think, Josh.
I don't know. I never got into that. So I got into shiny hunting a little bit, but never really got into like even I apparently do shiny hunting wrong because you're supposed to like
just wander in one area in one spot, circle around.
No, you're supposed to like breed for a particular type or nature and like get the special
you're supposed
moves.
to breed
no,
shinies?
I just want a different colored Pokemon. Yeah.
I've always, whenever I've clicked on like the I forget what the name of the channel is that always has thousands of people watching when a Pokemon game comes out.
A-Drive probably.
Probably A-Drive. All they do is just wander around in one spot.
All right, so there's multiple ways of shiny hunting. I don't want to get into it too much, but that you could hatch eggs, which is called the Masuda method. There's also the Poke Radar.
Nerd.
There's also like soft resetting. Like I was trying to get a shiny starter in Brilliant Diamond.
Yeah, that's
my
long.
sanity was already hanging by a thread. I couldn't do it after like 100 resets.
That's a lot of tapping A.
Yeah, and you have to go through a cutscene every single time.
Yeah.
More power to everybody that could do that, but like that is.
I think better content for Pokemon would be us trying to do Nuzlocke, or is that how you say it?
Yes, yeah. Nuzlocke would be pretty funny.
Yeah. So if your Pokemon faints, they're dead forever. You can't revive them.
Well, here's the other thing. We could also bring on. I know we have at least 3, if not more, like Pokemon
Masters
that we could bring on as our coaches, and then like we could. I don't know. I feel like there might be some really fun content here. Of like
I mean, we could take our Pokemon because I think isn't there a guy that you can go talk to in some shack somewhere that'll teach your Pokemon moves you've told them to forget.
Yeah, there's a move tutor. Yeah,
there's some guy somewhere in the world.
I mean, shack.
Moving forward, I was trying to think like what can I do to like. I don't want to just play. I don't want to stream a game, right? I don't want to just sit there and play a game because I feel like I'm not offering anything new. But if we're doing some type of collab or just like being
stupid,
trying to competitively play Pokemon, I think that would be good. I think it would be funny. We could get some good clips out of it. The Mario Party stream was like the most fun I had playing Mario Party. So I think stuff like that I'm down to do in the near future. I don't know if you guys are, but like I'm down to do co-streams and
yes, and we could even the 4 of us could put Mario Kart teams together because it could take 12 racers, and we could all just like do team racing, which is pretty crazy, I guess, because it's like you don't want to throw the blue shell if you're in first place.
They're gonna get mad at me for losing all the time. They're gonna be Johnny, why are you always in 12th place?
I just feel like there's some because I'm with you. It's like I can just stream like I've been doing, but like I feel like stuff that just gets more community involvement and just like that gets us just being goofballs is gonna like I need more time just to
So I was streaming. I was streaming on twitch.tv/JohnnyBo. I'm just gonna plug it right there.
Good plug, yeah. But I like it.
I was streaming and I'm like, I was playing Smash Bros. And I was having fun, but then I'm thinking to myself, man, I am super boring right now. Like there's nothing exciting happening that the viewers want to see. So that is my goal for the future. I want to make it entertaining, more entertaining. I don't want to just be your typical game streamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got to leverage each other like in the best way possible. Like,
yeah, because when you have somebody in voice that you trust, and they're gonna.
Do we trust each other? I've seen the reviews on the Halo podcast. Got some naughty language. But no, I think we can play. I think we can play off of each other, and that's what looking back at this year, finding you guys has been really nice because I don't. People might get pissed at me if I say, but like I haven't really found that before, and it's been good having that interaction.
No, I know exactly what you're saying because like I've played in multiple bands throughout, like especially through high school and forward, and like when you like the first time you actually play with a good drummer, shout out to Eric because I know you're listening. It changes everything, right? When it's like instead of you trying to carry, all of a sudden it's like, yo, you've got somebody that's that like has the same mindset in the same skill level, if you will. It changes it makes you elevate your game versus like, God, I feel like I'm just dragging these people along. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So Crawler, you were being dragged along by Josh.
I'm the dead weight.
That's
Yep.
what he was
I'm the dead weight.
Is that what is that how that came out? Because man, I am a jerk.
No, that was maybe a little.
Maybe a little. No, I mean, like Crawler and I are talking about like the Smash Bros cast and stuff too. Like how can we make an event like go into a super major every year or something like that, you know? Like, and it's like with Johnny's schedule, we're finding it's a little tricky.
Yeah, Mr.
with his
Taxman
schedule.
over here.
Sucks.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, that's how it's always been.
Maybe it'll be the last year we have to worry about it. The schedule.
Yeah, maybe.
You know? What's
Who
that
knows?
positive thinking? Who
Yeah.
am I? Where'd my glass half full come from?
Twitch.tv/Shonimo. Follow me there.
So okay, but back to so Pokemon.
Yeah.
You guys said Pokemon. Anything else that you're like?
I would like to actually start Shin Megami Tensei. Like I put it in. I think I'm in a subway where something happened, but I haven't even gone to the world.
Oh, you're not even in the.
I'm not even
the
in
world
the world
yet.
of Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah, like that's all I've done. So, getting more into that and make Brain Age make me feel stupid some more, maybe a little bit.
You should play some Pocket Dungeon, Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon.
That
I
played that.
It's real good.
It's a hard game. Like, are you playing? Are you playing roguelike?
No, I did the
no. Okay.
The regular.
I mean,
the only difference is if you die in roguelike, you go to the beginning.
You just go back to the beginning. You restart the puzzle.
But like if you fill up your screen in regular, you still do the same thing. So it's pretty similar.
Yeah.
But I cleared a run. I cleared a run like a couple days ago, and that was so fun. It's such a.
So do you just unlock more stuff that helps you?
Yeah, you just unlock. So
do you get more powerful?
Well, you get more. Yeah, you get like relics and stuff.
Okay.
And then there's new knights you can unlock, and there's still secrets. Like there's still something. Like there's a key that you have to put together. I didn't do it in my run. And I don't know what it does.
We'll have to try verses against each other, Johnny.
Is there verses in that?
I think so.
Oh man, that'd be fun.
Josh should pick that one up. Like
it's on my list actually. So it's on my list. I'd like to get a couple copies of it, I think. So I mean, even last night, like the wife and I threw down Mario Kart 64, just like we had The Witcher on Netflix, and then we were both playing, or no, it wasn't The Witcher because we wanted to pay attention to that. We had something else on that was just like, oh, we started watching Daredevil again. And so we had that on and we were
we actually did that too.
I should probably actually sit down and watch Daredevil. Like I think I watched a few episodes, but yeah, now there's newfound appreciation for that kind of stuff.
Right. But having those 64 games, I know that was kind of a touchy subject.
Banjo's going to be coming out next month, so that's
even though that's on we all have Xboxes, we all can go play that.
We can play the better version.
Yeah, that's true.
With the
there is something I think to be said about playing banjo holding this controller though a little bit. So
yeah, but it was just so like it does work smoothly when it's working, right? Like we just jumped in, and it's so funny because you're still seeing split screen even though you're both playing on your own Switch, right? But I don't know.
Screen cheating?
It was totally. I was like I was like, what? I saw you throw that at me,
My nephews are in town. They got in town Saturday, and so I took my Switch over to give to him and had him run through some of the games. I was like, "Is there any games that you want to try that I had?" Because I was like, "That's probably the best way to just show him my library of
Mhm.
games that I have." And they picked out Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy 2, I think. One of the two of those. I took that over for them to play, and then when my kids went over to stay at Grandma and Grandpa's for the day yesterday, I brought Pokemon Snap and New Super Mario Brothers U, I think, over for them to
Nice.
play a little bit. And then I threw the gauntlet down when I picked them up to take my kids home yesterday. I was like, "So, how many butts am I going to kick in Mario Kart on Christmas Eve or whatever?" And my oldest nephew felt pretty confident, but I was like, "Well, we'll see. We'll see."
He has no idea. He has no clue.
No.
He has no clue. So, we actually delivered some Christmas gifts today. We did. I got my uncle Breath of the Wild and a $20 eShop card, and we got my aunt Ring Fit. So, and it was so funny. She opened it and she was like, I was just going to ask you guys if I could borrow this, and now I have it. So.
Yeah, my
and
fat ass needs to start using that again this year. Is what I should do.
There you go. That's our New Year's resolution. We
We're
all
all
gotta
gonna
play
Ring
Ring
Fit.
Fit Adventure.
We're all gonna Ring Fit.
Let's do it. But seriously, community, you guys are listening. If this is something you want to do, like, hit us up in the Discord.
I made I've made Ring Fit Adventure videos. People love them because you look so dumb doing it.
Oh yeah.
Isn't there passive stuff? You can get passive stuff with the Joy-Con. I'm gonna start podcasting just with the Pilates ring up here, just like crunching it. It's upstairs because that's I have a second dock upstairs that like more space and stuff to do it. So I should actually do it.
Next stream we'll all have the
You'll all be doing.
Yeah.
I have enough room behind me that I could do it. So
yeah, there you go. Let's make it happen. So, but I mean, speaking of that kind of stuff, like we have talked about like getting into the backlog this year and like almost doing like a game club and stuff. So there's a handful of things that we kind of want to flesh out and even within the community, if you're like, yo, you know what? I would like to kind of help get some of this stuff off spearhead some of this stuff, let us know, right? Because like we're gonna do the best we can, but like the more people involved in the community that are like, hey, I'll just make sure the conversation's happening in Discord and we can pick a handful of games.
I think I'm gonna have motivation to finish Bayonetta 1 and 2 because 3 comes out next year, and then Skyward Sword. I think we've said this multiple times, but I think we should all sit down. Have any of us beaten Skyward Sword?
I got to the first dungeon.
I have my Wii U playthrough, which is like probably 3/4 of the way there.
Okay, so you got pretty far then the first time. I'm
not very far. My second, but like I've been playing Fire Emblem, and oh my gosh, it's so good. Like it is. You know how you just you get into the holiday game groove. That game is. I'm in the groove right now. Like
have you made a time change yet? No, you had like not started it at all.
It's pretty deep in. Like I think it's like 25 hours.
It's a long, yeah.
I started a completely fresh run, like because I was like, you know what, I wasn't that far anyway. I want to pay attention to the story.
Maybe I'll pick that up over the holiday break
and just fail horribly at tea time because you don't remember who anybody is or what they want to do.
Oh, I got a memory like a steel trap.
You'll be golden then. Yeah, that game's rough though, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave it on People Die Forever, and I lost somebody.
Never
and
do
then
that.
And then I ran out of the like rewinds, and I was like, no.
That's when you gotta restart the whole.
Just turn it off. Just turn it off.
Battle. That's
I just kept going. I just kept moving forward. Like they're gonna replace her, right? Like I assume like an exchange student will show up and fill the void, right? Like
I don't know.
Unless it's a main character, like a main.
Because you can, well, I mean, you can go recruit from other houses.
Yeah, you could steal people from houses.
Because I'm gonna have to. I'm already down a soldier, so
Yeah, I mean, before, I think, I forget which one implemented Awakening. I think implemented the other mode where there's no permadeath, I guess. Ever since that, I just I put it on the no permadeath and let them all die during big battles.
Game.
I see. Well, here's the other funny thing though. Like, I feel like I'm kind of on a Fire Emblem kick right now, and so like I'm gonna fire up the Warriors game and play a little bit more of that too, because
you have the classic too, right? You have the very first one.
I do. Yeah.
The Warriors game actually has some strategy to it. Like it's not like a typical Musu game.
Right. Yeah, it was probably the year that game came out. I was sitting in here with my uncle. We were doing split screen. We got pretty. I don't know how far we got into it, but I've made it I'd probably have to start over though, because honestly, I'd be like, what am I doing right now?
Just swing your sword. That's all you got to do.
That's true. That's true.
It's one button.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's the other thing I've been doing too is I've been dabbling with Mario Maker again, trying to like just practicing Kaizo levels, and so I don't know. It's been a things were looking bleak. I mean, you could go back through and read reviews about this show.
This isn't an Xbox podcast.
Yeah,
we had to play Mario Golf to not hate on everything so much.
Yeah,
and everybody was mad because we were distracted, and it's like we're just trying to get through this.
Right,
we're just trying to get through this year.
But what happened is I feel like revitalized and like ready to rock, and
next year's gonna be big.
Well, Nintendo is telling people set up your accounts now. Like the amount of Switches that have been purchased in preparation for Saturday with Christmas, like they're saying set up the accounts now to parents, because
the network's going to go down.
Stuff's going to break.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I better tell my sister, because she got her son a Switch for Christmas. So.
I'm giving 4.
Jeez.
So you just went to the closet and pulled some out, because that's.
Yeah, I think it's sold close to 100 million units, and I'm pretty sure 99 million were bought by Josh.
Yeah.
So those numbers are inflated.
With digital copies of Mario Kart.
Yeah, with Mario Kart 8. He is the reason why we're not getting Mario Kart 9. So yell at him on the internet.
Yes. But no, I'm so stoked. I can't wait. Like, the problem is I've been purchasing the consoles for I didn't just do all one. Mm-hmm. It was like, okay.
I mean, that's a lot of money to dump.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Switches to find too.
And so I've had them for a long time, and I'm like, oh,
what are they? Are they OLEDs? Are they lights?
No, it's two lights and 2 regular. So, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. Very, very excited. Very excited. So, yeah. So okay, so we know what games we're playing, right? Let's spend a few minutes. We won't go too much longer. It'll be a shorter episode, but like, Johnny, what's some of your favorite like Christmas gaming memories? Whether it's like a console Christmas, or maybe you got a particular game. Like,
so I got like 3 stories for 3 different phases of my life. All right, they're not gonna be long. But when I was probably like 7 or 8, I think, the SNES. I got the SNES for Christmas, and I remember me and my sister hooking it up on our our old CRT and just playing Super Mario World constantly. Like, we would not stop playing that game, and I just that is what really started me off into Nintendo, is getting that SNES. I still have it, and it still works. We used to play a lot of Tetris Attack, and I have a lot of fond memories with that and my sister. Then my second Christmas is I think in high school, probably, when the GameCube came out, and I knew my parents got me the GameCube. I knew where they hid the gifts. So I snuck into their room and I unboxed it and played like Rogue Squadron like before Christmas. And I remember like opening it on Christmas and like my dad was like, I thought these things came with like plastic
on
wrap.
them.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Did you just play the beginning over and over again, or did you unwrap a memory card too?
I don't remember. I don't remember if I got a memory card, but I definitely remember sneaking in and playing Rogue Squadron. And I remember my dad saying, I think these had plastic on them.
Do they know now? Have you gone back and told them?
I haven't told him yet.
This is the year.
I think I will tell them. I'll report back to let you know how that goes. And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we know, we know."
Like,
yeah, it's been a while. And then the last one, it was only a few years ago when the NES Classic came out, and I really wanted one. I couldn't find one. They were like impossible to find, and my girlfriend actually gave it to me on Christmas, and apparently she went out in the middle of the night one time and waited at Best Buy
oh wow,
overnight to get the NES Classic, and now it's just collecting dust. So,
yep.
but I have it, and that's like a really cool.
It's
That's
pretty.
Like an awesome thing
it's
for her to do.
Yeah.
You just reminded me, like, we had been looking forever. I mean, remember how hard those things were to find?
Yeah, they were
Like,
impossible.
I got it on the second wave.
It was like the Wii. It was like the Wii and PlayStation, really.
And this is what happened. I believe, I want to say Destiny 2 is what got announced or was up for pre-order. So my wife went to GameStop to pre-order Destiny 2. And I want to say it was Destiny 2. It was an Xbox game of some kind. I don't remember which one for sure, but I think it was Destiny 2. Because I wanted to get like a special edition, right? So it might even, I don't remember exactly, but she's like, we would always ask. And she's like, yo, do you have a NES Classic? And they're like, oh, we have one. I was hoping nobody would see it because I was going to buy it for myself, is what the person,
that
right?
sucks.
And so she's like, so you'll sell it? He's like, yeah. And then the person behind her was like, no.
Like, didn't she do that with amiibo cards too?
Yeah, we just did that with amiibo cards too. So she's like, yo, I got a surprise for you. And I was like, I don't think she said anything. I came home and she was like, I'll be back. Right. So all of a sudden I just get on my phone or whatever, waiting for her. She tags me in a tweet with a photo of her and the NES Classic. And she's like, N64 Josh is going to be so surprised that I actually found this. And I think she was on the stairs, like looking at me as I was looking at my phone going, and I'm like yelling her name. Like, what is this? Where did you, what am I looking at? Like, what? And then she was like, here you go. It was the only one they had in the store. And I was the next person in line. So I was like completely shocked. Cause that was like the second wave of the first run, which was like, it was so hard.
They didn't really do that many runs of it. I don't remember it coming back that much, right?
I got it on the re-release, and I don't think you got a second controller, Josh, until the re-release, right?
Oh yeah, they were impossible. I was going to spend eBay so I just waited, but I was able to get a second one for my dad as well. And he'd come when I was still working with him. He'd come over and he'd be like, yo, I was playing Punch Out last night. Like I was up kind of late playing Punch Out. You know? But like Punch Out for him and I, like that's what we did when I was a kid. It was like I would go help him milk cows I grew up on a dairy farm. I'd go help him. We would get done at midnight. I would start at 8 p.m. We'd get done at midnight. We'd come home, we'd pour a bowl of salsa and start seeing how many boxers we could take out in Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That or we'd play golf, you know. Woo! Right. And to this day, we still, you know, we'll still like we went on vacation earlier this year, and I brought the Series X so that we could play the show. And like we sat and did home run derbies forever. And we used to do that on Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball. Like that was our jam, just to play those sports games. So the and Johnny, you mentioned GameCube. I know I've told the story many times, but Jen, when we were newly married and totally broke, saved all her tips at the coffee shop she was working at and was able to get me a black GameCube, like launch year, right? Which is not easy. And then had every family member get a different accessory or game. So by the time the day was out, I had like Rogue Squadron, Smash Bros, and Extreme G Racing, an extra controller, a memory card. Like everywhere we went, they were like, "Oh, hey, we got you this." I'm like, "What?" Like my mind was just blown, And I remember playing Rogue Squadron for the first time, was just like, this is
Death Star level that will be forever ingrained in my brain.
It's like this is not.
You know what? You're right.
Didn't we rank that
I did
as
not have
one?
a memory card. I did not have a memory card. I played that level like 20 times because that's like the first level.
That's why it's ingrained in your mind.
I think we did rank that.
It's either 1 or 2.
One.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 is either
Resident Evil 4.
I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah. So yeah, so many fond memories. I got Street Fighter as a kid, and my parents were always like, "No fighting games," except for Mike Tyson's Punch Out didn't count apparently. And
that's a puzzle game. That's a puzzle game.
Right. I remember getting Street Fighter, and I was like, looked at my mom, like looked at her, made eye contact, and pulled the plastic off.
That was commitment. Once you got the plastic off, it was yours.
You can't return it then.
Wait, no, these games didn't have plastic on them.
I don't think they
that
did.
rumor out.
They were just. There might have been some of the 64 because they were behind glass all the time. They might have just been in the box.
Mine definitely had plastic on it because I remember like, I'm taking this. I know this means it can't be returned. So it was like, and the thing with Street Fighter is I had a friend get the Super Nintendo the day it came out. So I'm over there playing Super Mario World. We went and rented Street Fighter. And I was just like, yo, this is the arcade at home. Like, this is the arcade at home. I have to have this game. How can I convince? Well, I think I got that game Christmas night because I got the Super Nintendo that morning. I think they modified when we saw family so that family could get me Super Nintendo games. Like we usually did Christmas Eve with them, and I think they had them come over Christmas night so that I wouldn't get gifts, the day before. So, but yeah, I just remember
what's this for? I can't use it.
Right. So we full on did that to my son. We got both the boys Xbox Ones, right? But Christmas Eve, Grandma got them, one of them Skylanders. Well, she just bought the Xbox One version, not knowing it wasn't the 360 version, not knowing, right? So I'm like, well, don't worry, we can return it on the 26th, then you'll be good to go. He's like, oh, I can't play it. Okay, whatever. Well, then Christmas morning, they both opened, like, I think it was like the Assassin's Creed Xbox One, they were just both so stoked. So, but it was super fun playing that off where he's just like, oh, this isn't the right version. Yeah. What about you, Crawler? What are some of the most memorable like Christmas gaming moments?
Most memorable one is I purchased this N64 was the first console I purchased with my money, my money, quote unquote, my money at however much money I could have doing chores or whatever, allowance money saved up in 1996 or 7. I don't remember what year it was that I got it. But it took all of my money. So I didn't have a game or anything. I just had a console.
Oh, yeah.
And so it had to have been 96, I think, because it was all kind of launch titles. I got Diddy Kong Racing on Christmas Eve. Like that was the first game I got. And then the next morning I got Mario 64 and Star Fox. So that was, and I think Extreme G as well, the original one on 64.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, a handful of games there. I'm trying to think. I don't know if Game Boy was a birthday or a Christmas thing when I originally got it. But I definitely think Pokemon was a Christmas thing. And I think I got Red, and my sister had a Game Boy at that point as well, because Pokemon came out super late in the Game Boy life cycle. and she got blue, and I think we played a lot of that, and I'm pretty sure that was a
cable.
Christmas one. Yep. So but the one that sticks out to me the most is just the fact that I had purchased a Nintendo 64 and didn't have any games for it, and so that Christmas was my quote unquote console Christmas, and even though I bought it, but it was getting all the games for it, and getting the Rumble Pack and Mario 64 and all the fun stuff there.
Do you guys have a particular game that you remember just absolutely losing yourself in during like Christmas break?
Metroid Prime. I remember my godfather. He's like a little older than me. Not too old, not too much older. So he was kind of in the know with video games, and he got me Metroid Prime, and I knew nothing about Metroid at the time because I never played it on SNES, and then I just fell in love with that game and fell in love with that series. Like that is one of the fondest Christmas presents I've ever received.
Love it. Did you go ham when it came out? Like,
oh yeah, I don't remember. I think I beat it. Like, do you ever have those memories of like a song or like music you used to listen to while playing games? Like I had I think it was the Atari's soundtrack while playing Metroid Prime, and that's all. Whenever I hear those songs, that's all I think about is that playthrough. And yeah, I think I did pretty quick.
Gotcha. Crawler, for you, is there any Christmas break games that you were just like, yo, I lost myself in this one?
I mean, going back, like Extreme G stands out in my mind of just playing it on the floor at my grandma's house. Like I would take the 64 with us in the car, and we had a small TV that we would run an AC/DC converter off the
in the car? You were gaming in the car?
Yeah. Because we would drive from like Chicago to Iowa, and we would do that, and then I'd play at my grandma's house, and I like dystopian car racing and these motorcycles. Like that's what I remember. And was Rogue Squadron around a Christmas time? Because was that the next year on 64? I feel like I spent a lot of time at Christmas time playing Rogue Squadron on 64.
I'm gonna check right now.
But also, like, all those games blend in because we only got like 3 or 4 games throughout the year, usually, if you were lucky.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. The problem is Googling it right now. It wants to bring up the movie. So let's see. N64. Here we go. So it says, November 17th, 1998.
Okay. Yep. So that would have been 2 years later.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm fairly certain, like, I remember, I know you guys have heard me tell this story, but Jen, when we were dating, got me Ocarina of Time. Well, I wanted to make sure she got the gold cart, right? So I found the receipt. I was like, all right, it's the
oh my goodness,
the limited edition. We're good. Right. So then she gives it to me, and I was like, I might have found the receipt. She's like, what? I'm looking, I'm making eye contact and pulling the plastic off. So, but and that was one, seriously, that like Turok 2, I remember I think she had gotten me surround sound, and either that or my parents did. I can't remember. So I'm in my bedroom with like a subwoofer and these tiny satellite speakers cranking up. And I remember when I could hear the Raptors behind me, and I was like, this is terrifying, right? Like I couldn't.
That experience for me is when we finished our basement at my parents' house, my dad had wired up for surround sound. And Perfect Dark, I think, was one of the first games that I played that had because you could hear the footsteps behind you and just all the crazy. Like, I was on a bad, big, whatever rear projection TV that nobody wants now, right. Just playing that with the surround sound. That was in the summer because I think that was a birthday present. So sometime in July, I think Perfect Dark came out.
I would always lose. Like, I remember when I got Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back, I've talked about this multiple times on here, but like I played till the sun came up Like I got it on Christmas Eve, and I 5 a.m. I was like, I guess I should go to sleep. My siblings are all getting up to go open presents, and I'm just now passing out, right?
Yeah.
And that's one of those games that's like, I now understand why I like. That's probably the game that trained me to be like, I'm not going to get angry when games are difficult. I'm just going to keep going until I can learn the patterns and move
I remember
on.
renting that game, and that game was that because I had Return of the Jedi on Game Boy, and that was all those games were hard back then because they weren't very long. They had to be hard.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember I got it. I think it was like 7th grade. Played it till 5 a.m. And the reason I did is because we were on the 26th. We were going to Palm Springs for a vacation, so I wasn't going to be able to play. So I was like, I got to get as much time with this game as possible. Came back, and I think I beat it like 2 or 3 days later. Like I just blazed through it, but it was brutal. It was so brutal from back then. And this isn't Nintendo, but like, well, I guess we would, as far as like family gatherings around the holidays, like Just Dance became like a staple. Like literally today, I sent a bunch of family members a meme because we would always do Cotton Eye Joe. And there's a meme going around right now with the guy from Unsolved Mysteries that just says, where did he come from?
I
Where
saw.
did he go?
I saw that. Did you retweet that, or was
I
that just on my?
retweeted it.
Okay.
Yeah, I retweeted, but I snagged it and sent it to a bunch of family because like it's just we have like multiple videos of like all of us crammed into my parents' living room, and I'm talking like 20 people, and we're moving. The whole house is shaking, like, and we're all looks like we're pulling chainsaws because it's Cotton Eye Joe, right? And so that's super fun. But I mean, even back like when the original Xbox came out, I had 2 Xboxes, so I would always bring 2 of them to my parents' house. We'd get LAN parties set up. Like all my cousins were younger, and some of the family friends were all younger. And and I remember kind of almost like passing the torch, where it's like I was no longer playing, but like my boys and the cousins and everybody, they were all just you just hear them laughing, and we wouldn't see them the whole time. They were all just playing LAN, just the doing the Halo LAN stuff, and so.
Well, you speaking of Just Dance, like, I remember one year, like I got to connect when I lived in I lived on the middle floor of a 3-story apartment, so like I felt bad about jumping if it was like unless it was a random day in the middle of the week that I didn't have work or something like that, and I was home playing. But like Connect Adventure and all that kind of stuff, like I felt bad to my neighbors down below me when I was playing that. So I think it was one Christmas I took it over to my parents' house and set up, and we played ping pong and all sorts of crazy stuff with actual good room to move around because you're limited when you're in an apartment. But that was pretty good because I think my sister and my dad and everybody got in on that a little bit, and we were playing pretty crazy because that was the closest to like hardcore Wii tennis that you could get. Like that was the next evolution where you were just hitting it with no paddle.
Right. Yeah, for sure. So, well, there you go. Episode 341 in the books. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas. And guys, thanks for a great year. We might have one more
before the end of the year. We got to just do
we got to do game of the year.
Soft recap of the game of the year. I think we've all said Metroid Dread. Spoiler, Metroid Dread I think is our Nintendo game of the year.
Pokemon Pearl is my game of the year now.
Oh.
Josh
did run through that pretty quick. He's an expert now.
I don't know. I feel like Monster Hunter could be a good contender as well.
It really could. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So if I'm off all of next week, so
me too.
Depending on everybody's schedule, like we'll try to do something. So thanks for listening, everybody. Of course, n64josh.com/discord. Jump on in.
Rate us on Spotify now.
Yeah, you can rate the show on Spotify. You can watch the show on Spotify if you want. So
Halo Infinite podcast, press pause.
Yep.
Then do podcast, all sorts of stuff.
Smash Bros. Cast, all the things. So, all right, we will. And if you guys go check out Johnny on TikTok, he's going live on there. I'm going live on there too. Like we're having a good time playing DS games over there.
Yeah, just DS mini games apparently works.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
people are amazed that Josh can read chat and find.
It's not that hard.
Luigi is the hardest to find.
Luigi
I always
is
hate
the
Luigi.
hardest. I agree. Mario and Wario are pretty easy because they're different colors.
Yeah,
Like, they're
Yoshi.
not.
Yoshi's
Yeah.
pretty easy too. So
You get that big
all right.
stance.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next one. Bye now.